It's pick five time at Oaklawn.
Trust the Profits is proud to be sponsored by Game of Silks. Go to silks.io to get in the game. Real ownership, real races, real rewards.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Pick 5 Player Show. I'm your host, Michael Pellerin, a.k.a. Horse Guy Mike. And today we're talking about the late Pick 5 this weekend, Saturday, February 24th at Oaklawn Park. All dirt, as always, at Oaklawn. With the Rebel Stakes, Kentucky Derby Prep as the main draw of the card. We have three other stakes races as well as a main special weight to cap it off. So really excited. Let's go ahead and dive right in to this Pick 5. We're going to start with leg number 1. That's race 8. We have the Carousel Stakes going 6 furlongs on the dirt for fillies and mares. Looking at this, it really looks like a 2-horse race. We have the number 7 and the number 8 horse. Number 7 horse, Mucha Macho Girl, and the number 8 horse, Zeitlost. Both of these horses seem pretty similar on paper. They both clearly stand apart from the rest of this field, head and shoulders. Mucha Macho Girl, more of a front-running style, whereas Zeitlos is coming from off the pace. Mucha Macho Girl has only really run at Fairground. She had one race at Keeneland. Zeitlos, I'm going to give a little bit of favoritism here on Zeitlos. And because these two are pretty equivalent from a price standpoint, from a talent standpoint, I'm only going to single in this race because I think there's no value in going too deep here with two horses that you think are exactly the same with the exact same price. So I'm going to take a stand and go with Zeitlost, the number 8 horse. I like that Gaffleon's getting the mount for Asmussen. You know, this horse coming off of a race here at Oaklawn, pretty easy win, 91 Brizette speed figure, won by 3 1/4 lengths. That was her first race off of layoff. She raced back at Churchill back in November. So first off layoff in an allowance race, nice easy win here at Oaklawn. So kind of a prep for this race. I love that strategy here as opposed to Mucho Macho Girl, who running at Fairgrounds, shipping over here. Dallas Stewart, Brian Hernandez, both great trainer, great jockey. I'm going to put a little bit more hope in the Asmussen Gaffleon combo here to get it done. Speed figures have been consistently there. I also like that she's more of a consistent 6 furlong horse and has shown versatility at 6 furlongs, whereas Mucho Macho Girl last ran out at 5.5, and that had that great win there. So first time running at 6 furlongs this year for Mucho Macho Girl. Zeitlos has the experience at Oaklawn going 6 furlongs recently. So that was really the only reason I was going with Zeitlos over Mucho Macho Girl. Her race was impressive. And I like that she shows a little bit of versatility. Also has experience in the slop at Oaklawn. And as we've seen all year long, Oaklawn has not been a dry track often. It rains there almost every single day. So hoping that experience will bring it home. We're kicking it off with a single in the first race, number 8, Zeitlost. Moving on to leg number 2, race 9, the grade 3 Honeybee going 1 1/16 on the dirt for fillies and mares. We got a couple of familiar faces in here. This is one of the local Kentucky Oaks preps. Last year, I believe we saw Wet Paint winning this race. But we've got a horse, Alice Beach, who was racing at Saratoga and Keeneland last year. We've got Band of Gold. I'm going to go 2 deep here. I originally only went 1 deep. I originally singled West Omaha, but I already have 2 other singles on the card. Let's talk about West Omaha first. I usually don't like going too deep with the 2 favorites as well. I don't think that's a good winning strategy, but I couldn't really make a case for anyone else. So let's talk about number 6, West Omaha. This horse last out at Fairgrounds, won by 5 lengths, 87 Brisnet, 2 back at Fairgrounds, 92 Brisnet. This horse was entered last week in the Oaks Prep at Fairgrounds. Scratched out of that, is coming here instead. I don't recall the story of why she scratched from that race. Maybe the conditions weren't right, or maybe something acted up, and maybe she saw that this field was a little bit softer for her. So anyways, would have been the favorite in that race, I believe. Is the favorite in this race, deservedly so. I think 7 to 5 is a good price. She might go under even money. I'm not sure. I don't think so. So West Omaha, 4 races, 2 wins, 1 second, improving speed figures. And I like that she's stretching out a little bit in distance here as well, having a nice progression from 7 furlongs, a little bit over a mile to the 1 1/16. I really like the structure that she's going with. The other horse I decided to include here is the number 2, Band of Gold, 2-1, Kenny McPeak, Brian Hernandez. This horse has raced 3 times, has won twice, won its maiden by a nose, very close race there. Came back in a stakes race at Fairgrounds, got well beaten 5th, didn't really fire that day, and then followed up off the layoff at Fairgrounds, first race of the year as a 3-year-old. Won it impressively, got a 91 Brisnet, 2 3/4 lengths. So really impressive that it's able to fire a similar race to that. I think she'll do really well here. Again, that was on a sloppy track at Oaklawn, or at Fairground, that was a sloppy track at Oaklawn here in that prep. So she has experience racing at Oaklawn in less than ideal conditions. I think this is another 2-horse race here. Usually I wouldn't like to pick 2 horses that I feel fairly similar about. I'd like to take a stand here. But I've gone fairly skinny the rest of the card here because it seems kind of like a chalky weekend. So going too deep here, going Band of Gold, West Omaha for your Oaks prep in the Honeybee. Moving on to leg number 3, race 10. The grade 3 Razorback going 1.16 on the dirt for older horses. Went a little bit deep here, and I did decide to fade the favorites. You have to find value in these type of sequences where you're singling a lot and you're going very chalk heavy. And this was a race I thought we could beat the favorites in. And the first one I want to go with is the number 2 horse, Frosted Departure for Kenny McPeak and Ramon Vasquez. Again, racing at Oaklawn last out in kind of the muddy going 1 3/16. Didn't perform well, but I think that extra furlong was too much for him. He was doing well before they hit the stretch, and then the extra distance just kind of faded a little bit back. If you go 2 back at Oaklawn in December, an allowance race going 1.16, which is this distance, 102 Brisnet, won that race by 7 lengths. Really impressive win. You're getting 15-1. If he can just replicate that performance from 2 back instead of that kind of clunkery through last race, I think he's going to do really well here. Cut back in distance should help. He was more of a sprinter for the majority of his career. Then he stretched out, had that impressive win. They kind of stretched him out even further, but I think that stretch out was too much. So like the cutback, like the speed figures here. Number 2, Frosted Departure. Moving to the outside, number 11, and that's Notary. Again, this horse coming off a win here at Oaklawn, 96 Brisnet, very nice speed figure for that race, won by 5 lengths. 2 back at Oaklawn, got second by a length, still 91 Brisnet. 3 back, 94 Brisnet, won that race. This horse has been consistently performing not only at Oaklawn, but at some other nearby tracks as well, putting up mid to high 90s Brisnet speed figures. Again, 10-1, and has been consistently running at the route distance. 1.16, 1.16, mile, 1.16, 1.16. So has that experience going 2 turns, performing well around 2 turns, and has that versatility to sit off the pace. I'm looking to like there's going to be some pace here. If you're to look at the number of E horses in this race, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 EP style horses, and then 1, 2 E style horses. So a lot of horses are going to be close to that front, really pushing this pace. So I like a horse that's going to be more tactical in where they're able to be and has that experience going the distance. The other horse I want to include here is number 13, Bolsey. Expensive gun runner horse. Hasn't really done too much wrong or too much right either. First time running in stakes company, was knocking heads in its maiden race, has a bunch of allowance races at Oaklawn. But again, last out, 1.16 at Oaklawn on a good surface, won by 3 1/4 lengths, 97 Brisnet. Kind of similar to both of the other 2. Frosted Departure, Notary, Bolsey, all coming off wins here at coming off of recent wins here at Oaklawn, going 1.16 in either less than ideal conditions with that mid to high 90s Brisnet speed figure. One of them's gonna do it. It's just a matter of finding out which one. So these are the 3 that I like. One's a little bit tactical. One's going to be a little bit more forwardly placed, and 2 of them are going to be a little bit more forwardly placed, with Frosted Departure probably the closest to the front. So let's talk about the favorites here. The number 8, Magic Tap, was not too impressed. Again, the speed figures haven't been there recently. Had a 101 in the Pennsylvania Derby last September. Hasn't been able to get back to that since then. has got a 93 and 93 here at Oaklawn, 93 Brisnet in the good, going a mile and an eighth, cutting back in distance. One at that mile and an eighth distance, but maybe it likes longer. Maybe the mile and a 16th is going to be too little for him. We'll see. I just didn't like 9-2 on a horse that doesn't look impressive compared to the rest of the field. There's nothing that stands out from that price perspective. So not going to go with number 8 Magic Tap, and then the number 4 Ain't Life Grand. Similar, coming off of a Cornhusker last year with a 104 Brisnet, third place in that, really impressive speed figure, but has not raced since July of last year. There's no way I'm taking favoritism on a horse in this size field that has not raced since July. That is a complete fade for me. Nothing about that says, hey, take this horse. So fading him. Octane's a horse that's kind of interesting. Had a good performance down at Gulfstream shipping in, but hasn't raced at Oaklawn, hasn't raced in less than ideal conditions much. Likes the mile and 16th, but has only raced it in the last 2 races. Before that was kind of miler, 7 furlong. So again, nothing that we really want to see there. So going 3 deep here, trying to get a price home with my short prices early on. Frosted Departure, Notary, and Bullseye. Moving on to leg number 4, race 11, the grade 2 Rebel, got a mile and 16th on the dirt. I really wanted to beat the number 7 Timberlake, who is the favorite here, but there's just no good competition in this race. And it's a nice big field. We got 13 horses here. None of them are good, though. I looked for every way to try to find some way to beat this horse. But Timberlake, if he even runs 70% of his Breeders' Cup or his Champagne, he's gonna destroy this field. First off, layoff, so kind of a big ask to go straight into graded stakes, full field at a track that he's never run at, but should be able to handle it. Brad Cox has a lot of confidence here. Go to the inside, Dematic, coming off of a maiden win, first time going against graded stakes company. Won the maiden at Oaklawn, 85 Brisnet though. That's equivalent to Timberlake's second worst. Timberlake's coming off of 103, 102, 87, 93. So anywhere close to that speed figure just blows the rest of this field away. I don't even think there's anyone in this field that has over a 90 at any point. The number 1, Carbone, had a 93 on debut, followed it up with a 90, and then followed it up with a 75 going 2 turns here at Oaklawn. So not a 2-turn horse. I think Carbone's more of a sprinter. And everyone else, nope. 91 from Just Steel last out at Oaklawn. So there you go. I think Just Steel, if you're trying to beat him, go with that horse. But Dwayne Lucas does this all the time where he just starts his horses like a ton of times. Sometimes they'll catch a win, sometimes they won't. I think this horse is almost too experienced for this. I think he's got 10 races already in his very short career. And I know that's where horses used to run it. He ran in the local prep, got second, but it was a well-beaten second. Getting a 91 in that well-beaten second was just clear, no match for the clear winner, Mystic Dan, that day. So fading Just Steel, hammering Timberlake as a single here in the middle of the card for the Kentucky Derby prep. Last race up, we have leg 5, race number 12. We have 120K maiden race going again, a mile and a 16th on the dirt here. Looking at including 4 horses here, my ticket's been fairly light up until this point. So the first one I'm going to go with is the number 2 horse, Give Me a Reason, for Steve Asmussen, Tyler Gaffleone. Gaff rode another horse in this race last out, Sicilian Defense, who's the number 1 horse. He's switching to this horse. Asmussen's taking his son off, giving Gaff the mount. It shows me a lot of confidence in this horse. And this horse last out got 4th, pretty well beaten, going 2 turns. So I like the 2 turns experience, even though he was well beaten, getting a little bit of a jockey upgrade here and getting that experience and a little bit of a layoff should do well. So like that horse, number 2, Give Me a Reason. I'm going to move to the number 5 horse, Code Word. And I'm including the number 5 and the number 6 for one reason. Both of them are first-time starters. I had budget to space in this race. I was looking to go 4 deep. I couldn't figure out 2 other horses to include, so I was like, let me just include the 2 first-time starters because you kind of never know what you're going to get. Number 5, Code Word by Honor Code. Dwayne Lucas, again, good pedigree, good training. Has been doing okay with its workouts. Nothing really jumps off the page. But for this, really just taking a kind of a shooter on a first-time starter, hoping they have a big break in a huge debut. Same thing with the number 6 horse, PJ's Song. This horse by Practical Joke, out of an Unbridled Songs mare for Lindsay Schultz and Luis Fuentes. Again, nothing really says, hey, include this horse. Workouts have been fine. Nothing sticks out there. Breeding's fine. Trainer jockey combo, it's all right. But again, just kind of taking a shot with their first-time starter. You never know what you're going to get. You got to love the confidence that they're entering a 120K maiden going 2 turns with their first-time starter on a big day at Oaklawn, one of their biggest days of the year. So love that confidence. Going to be including them there. And then I'm going to be including number 7, Crushed It, for Brad Cox and Christian Torres. Brad Cox and Christian Torres are looking to have a big day, I think, on Saturday. This horse coming off of back-to-back second places, lost by a neck, 88 Brisnet, 84 Brisnet. Speed figures blow the rest of this field away. Now those finishes blow the rest of this field away. Both of those races came at Oaklawn. Last race came in the slop. Stretching out a little bit here. I don't know if the stretch out is going to help or hurt. I don't know if he's going to be doing better a little bit shorter. But the speed figures and everything else, you just can't deny that this horse looks good. Barely got caught last out. Closed really, really well. Just got nipped at the wire. It happens. Bumping up in class. It was a 115 maiden. Now it's a 120 maiden. Really no knocks against this horse. Deserved favorite. And there's just no one else in this field. You're going to get long prices anywhere else you go. If you can beat the number 2 and the number 7, you're going to get a huge price because I think the majority of the money is going to come on them. And again, talking about pick 5 structure, would not normally go 2 favorites like this, but at least you're including the 2 long shots here. I don't like to play chalk defensively, but in this case, I had the budget to do it. I went so skinny everywhere else that I decided to just go ahead, include them in the last leg, and hope we get home. So going with this race, number 2, number 5, number 6, and number 7. Let's go ahead and look at our ticket here. So in race 8, we're going with the 8 horse. In race 9, we're going the 2 and the 6. Race 10, we're going 2, 11, 13. Race 11, going with the 7. In race 12, 2, 5, 6, 7. On a 50-cent ticket, this would be $12. But I am going to go ahead and make this a $2 base ticket because I'm that confident in my 2 singles. And got a total of $48 total. And that's kind of what you do when you go skinny. You've got budget to spare. Just increase that base if you feel confident on it, especially if you're singling kind of what look to be heavy favorites. So appreciate you all. Good luck to everyone this week and at Oaklawn, and for anyone playing the Saudi card. I know the Saudi Cup's going to be a big race as well. Look for the Kentucky Derby Trail. Follow along at Trust the Profits. Follow me on Twitter at Horse Guy Mike. Take care and good luck with the races.